Hey folks, just gonna do a quick follow-up video to my How the Starks Can Win the North video. Relabeled that part one, so I'm gonna try to close things off here. But I did mention the possibility of some wildcard factions. Support the coming in to support the Starks. The first one we all know about, I think, is the army of the Vale of Arryn, led by Peter Baelish. Even though Lord, Robin is technically the Lord of the Vale, but Peter Baelish is essentially the power behind the throne in that case. So that's one wildcard faction. They're probably the largest one. The other one I can think of is the Greyjoys, due to Theon and his relationship with the Starks, and all the guilt he has felt over what he did to them, and the fact that he's trying to help Asha get on the throne. He could possibly influence her towards opening up another front against the Boltons. It might not be like a full-hearted effort, but at least, causing them some trouble, launching some raids and that sort of thing, maybe taking one or two castles, distracting them, dividing their forces, and in combination with the Knights of the Vale moving up and through the Trident and the Neck into the north, that would that would create three fronts the Boltons would have to fight on. So they would divide their forces up, which would mean that it would be far easier for the Starks with their wildling army and their presumed allies from the other northern houses to focus their forces on defeating at least one of the major contingents of the Bolton's army or armies. So this is gonna mean the Starks having to play the Game of Thrones and win. So they're gonna have to learn how to do that because they can't trust Peter Baelish. They can't trust the Greyjoys entirely. I mean, there's Theon there, but other than that, it's like there's a history of bad blood between them. And Peter Baelish, obviously, he's shown himself to have his own agenda from the get go, way back in season one. I mean, betraying Ned Stark, betraying Catelyn, betraying the whole Stark family in general. So they're gonna have to learn how to essentially use people and then like cast them off because they know that these people are not like their loyal friend, as opposed to the other Northerners who potentially can't be trusted like that. And of course, people like Brienne and Pod. Um, so this is all part of the fact, in my opinion, that the Starks, they're not going to be able to do some sort of like successful all-out one-on-one one-off battle where it's just like, okay, we're going to meet you at Winterfell and then we're going to duke it out. And that's a classic Stark strategy. And I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I watched this stuff again just to refresh my memories. I didn't remember, but there's that scene in season one where Catelyn's at one of Peter's brothels because he's keeping her there to, I guess, keep her safe or whatever, and Ned shows up and he kind of slams Peter against the wall and he starts choking him. You're a funny man, and after Catelyn, her head pops out, from one of the upper balconies, and she calls out Ned, and Ned's name. And he looks up and he sees it, and he lets go of Peter and rushes in. Well, Peter says something along the lines of, Starks, they have quick tempers with slow brains or slow minds, and I think that's the one thing that people want like this big battle between the Starks and the Boltons, and all out slugfest and finally get it over with, kill Ramsay and that sort of thing. But I just don't think that's gonna be a successful way for them to do this. And John being like hesitant, I think that's a good sign that he's not being like that. He wanted to say that he was being weak or a wimp or so, but I think he, not only because of his experience actually going to war and fighting and seeing what it's really, really like, I think that he's also being rational and intelligent about things, and I think that bodes well for them. But they're going to have a multi-front war. They're going to have multiple engagements. It's probably going to be a war of attrition. They're going to have to utilize people who they might not otherwise want to trust in order to create as many fronts as they can to divide up the attention of Ramsay Bolton and his forces, so they can pick them off one by one and overwhelm them in a series of pitched battles here and there across the north. It's going to be like a long-term slugfest that they're going to win. These are if they're taking a 2,000 wildlings and facing off against a force of 1,000, or 1,500, they can win that, in all likelihood. Um, and then then they can go on to the next engagement, and hopefully summon up more forces and that sort of thing, and eventually take Winterfell. But this whole sort of one-off battle is just not going to happen. Even if they can get all their forces together, logistics alone is such that it would make it really really difficult. So I think that's how they're going to have to go about it. Playing the Game of Thrones, winning at it. They're going to have to be a heck of a lot more ruthless and they're not going to be able to be all nice and all that sort of stuff at this point. And making some deals with the devil, in order to win, but knowing how to get themselves out of that, I'm like Dr. Faustus. So that's what I got for now, and I'm going to end this video right now before I run out of time. Thanks for watching my videos, and if you do like them, please like, comment, subscribe. I'd like to also hear your take on this stuff, because it's just what I'm, going off of. So thanks again, and yeah, hopefully this will be a nice episode tonight. Bye.